Today. Hello, everybody. The Network King Lee Williams here. Today. Hello, everybody. The Network King Lee Williams here. Today. Just want to welcome you all here to the podcast, but I want to go ahead and jump into this subject here we're talking about. And this is our Let's Talk About It podcast, and we're also going to talk about basketball skills and drills. And I want to bring up a subject, a matter that is really important, something that majorly needs to be talked about, that needs to be discussed. So we really need to discuss this here. Youth basketball is being ruined. I'm just saying, youth basketball is being ruined by people who are cheating the system. The sport, the game is being ruined by people who are cheating the system. And what I mean by that is, and I know this is going to step on some toes. This is going to hurt some feelings of some people. This is going to, this is probably going to bother some, and there's a lot of people who are definitely going to understand what I'm talking about and definitely be a part of and probably support what I'm getting ready to say here. People who are having overaged kids play against younger kids in tournaments. People who have kids who are in higher grades playing against kids in lower grades in tournaments. So what I mean is, if you've got a third grade team and someone is letting a fifth grade player or a sixth grade player play in a third grade team tournament, that's wrong. That's cheating. That's ruining the game of basketball. If it's a 12-year-old tournament and there is a 14-year-old playing or a 15-year-old playing in a 12-year-old tournament, it's ruining the game. It's teaching our kids that cheating is okay, and it's not. If you are a coach or you are an organization doing this, you are a part of the problem because you are condoning it. You're the ones who are doing this. And if you're doing it just for the wins, for celebrations, it's wrong. It's wrong. What are you teaching your team? What are you teaching the youth? It's a problem. Listen to what I just said. It's a problem. If you have kids who are older in age or above in grade playing against younger kids in tournaments that are in those younger kids tournaments or the younger age, lower grades tournaments, and you got an older child playing, you're ruining the game of basketball. You're ruining the sport. And if it happens in football and other sports, you're ruining those sports too. The thing is, why can't you get a kid who's younger and move them up to play in that group? Find a kid who's younger. And if somebody else say, oh, well, we're shorthanded, this, that, whatever. Okay, shorthanded happens. We know it happens sometimes. But why not go and get a kid from a younger group, a younger grade, and have them play up in that part? Because ultimately, a lot of people, a lot of these organizations, coaches, stuff like that, they get these bigger kids, these older kids that have a little more skill set, or they're taller, bigger, and that makes an impact in the game. It doesn't matter if the kid's only scoring 2 points, 4 points, 6 points, 8 points, or whatever, but what other parts could have contributed to making an impact? Because their height, other kids on the smaller kids have to adjust their shot. The smaller kids can't get the rebound as easily, and stuff like that. So there's a lot of other things that play a role in that factor. It's not just based off of the points and how many points the bigger kid scored or the older kid or the kid in the bigger grade scored. you have to look at the other dynamics of what took place there. If it made kids alter their shot, the way they shoot the ball, or if they couldn't get as many rebounds, those are other impacts that play a role on that. And we need to do a better job at addressing this. There needs to be a better way of addressing this. Organizations need to tighten down. The tournament directors need to tighten down on this situation. If you're a tournament director and you're allowing this to happen, you're just as much at fault. And to the teams, if you're going to play older kids or try to get older kids into playing against these younger groups, you should bring this to the table to the tournament directors and to all of the teams in that tournament. Let them make that decision. At least be courteous enough to let them all make the decision of if they want to still stay in the tournament and play, or if there's going to be some type of rule situation where it says, okay, this team with the older player or the player whose grades higher, if they're going to play, they only play their minimum number of games, but it's an automatic forfeit that the team with the correct age group, with the correct grade group will advance, although the other team will get to play in those games. There's no way that unless all the teams get together and they allow it and say, hey, it's cool, we'll go ahead and play because we understand it's an older child, we'll go ahead and play anyways, let's play ball. If they say that, and if the old team with the older kid wins a championship, then hey, at least everybody agreed upon allowing that to happen. They allowed that. But if it's not okay, it's not cool, so these teams who are winning championships should not be celebrating. They should not be acting like it's a bit, that they did something great or whatever else. You cheated to win. You cheated to win. I said it. That's cheating. That's wrong. That is not the way to raise youth and teach youth in sports. You're cheating to win if you're doing this. That's a problem. That's an issue. That's something that needs to be corrected. And if you are a team or organization that is allowing this, and if you feel like that's comfortable to do, you're wrong. You're teaching kids that cheating is okay, that, cheating the system, sneaking kids in to play if they're older, sneaking them in if they're in bigger grades. That's wrong. What are you teaching the youth? What are you teaching others? What kind of message are you really sending? Just because you want to get a win, just because you want to win championships, so you got to cheat to win championships. Do the right thing, work your team hard, make them work out and play, get them in condition to play the sport, pick up kids from younger groups and bring them into play, and then see how you do. If you can't win, then you need to adjust the way you coach or the things that you do in your organization, or work with your kids a little bit harder, get them to do more stuff to get their levels up. Cheating is not winning. You might get a win by cheating, and you may celebrate, but you really ain't proved nothing. You just proved that you can cheat. You just proved that you're showing these kids that in your mind, cheating's okay. That is not the right thing to do. That is wrong. That's totally wrong. And we all need to step up more and address this. That's why I do like organizations that verify, birth certificates, verify the grades that the kids are in, that verify, everything on the age is correctly, or its age is turning by a certain time frame on that part. I commend those organizations and those units, however you want to call it, those teams and everything and those tournaments that check the information and verify that everything is on the up and up from the teams. And those teams who will discuss, if there is an older player on the team, discuss it with everybody is playing in a tournament that's participating. Discuss it with them all so that way they can know and they can be aware. And that way, if a team decides they want to back out and they don't want to do the tournament, give them their money back. Because if you're going to advertise this a 7th grade tournament or a 6th grade tournament or a 3rd grade tournament, 5th grade tournament, or 14 and under tournament or 10 and under tournament, then do as you say you're going to do. Quit making it about, oh, well, we just got to have this money, so we're okay with letting the older kid play on the team. We just won't tell nobody. You're just as wrong. You are just as wrong if you're allowing it, if you're doing that. Do better. Do better. Teams who are doing this, get yourselves in order. Get yourselves in order. Get yourselves right. Do better. And I hope that people will share this. I feel free to share it in any group, any sports group, whatever you want to share it in, but it's the truth. Quit cheating the system. Stop getting these older kids to play in younger kids' tournaments. Stop getting these kids who are in a higher grade levels to play in these younger grade level tournaments. You can find kids to play somewhere. You might have to just go research and make some other phone calls, or you may have to call other teams and say, hey, can one of your kids come over and play with our team for this week or something like that? But stop cheating. All you're doing when you're cheating, you're teaching our kids to cheat, and that cheating is okay. Do better. And I'd love to have more of this discussion on this. Anybody who wants to discuss on it, please give me a call. Send me a message. Hey, we can do another podcast on here, right here, on this very subject. We can talk on this very subject and talk on many other subjects. But we need to do better, folks. You all need to do better. I want to see every child achieve more. I want to see every child do their best. But it doesn't have to come at the expense of cheating to win. Work hard, play hard, put in the effort. And coaches, that starts with you. Team owners, team directors, tournament directors, that also starts with you. That means you too. Y'all have a good day. Love y'all. Y'all take care. This is the Network King Lee Williams, and we ready to go over to this important message.
You know, there's a lot of time that people talk about mountains, and a lot of people say, oh, when I can get this mountain moved, oh God, will you move this mountain? A lot of times God has placed that mountain there for you not to move it. It's almost like when you're kids, people who have children, the kid come up and says, can I have $20 or can I have $50? You just normally don't give that kid $20 or $50. You ask the kid to work for it, right or wrong. So a lot of times that's what God is doing in our lives, where he wants you to put forth some effort and work. He's not wanting to move that mountain for you. He didn't place that mountain there for it to just move out of your way. He placed it there so that you would climb it. Because whenever you climb it, you'll actually see a difference. You're making an effort. Because when you get to the top of that mountain, what you see at the top of that mountain is you get to look at the situation below from a different view. You can see it from 10,000 feet, from 20,000 feet. You get to assess the situation, because then you're not in the midst of the storm that's down at the bottom of that mountain that you were trying to get moved out of your life. Whenever you got it, when you're able to be up on top of that mountain, you also can get a little closer to where you can hear the message of what's being told to you, what's being trying to be given to you. Because when you're down in the midst of all the storm, it's too much commotion where you can't see or you can't hear what's going on, and you're not focused. So instead of asking to move the mountain, climb the mountain. Take some effort. Even if you got to get something to attach in and pick into the mountain and reach and climb, get a rope, get a way to pull yourself up, but get yourself to where you can get to the top of that mountain, and then you'll find your decision. Because what that's doing as well is separating you from something. It's separating you from either some trouble or situation. It's separating you so you can clear your mind and so you can think whenever you get on top of that mountain. Stop asking to move the mountain and instead work to climb the mountain. today. The Network King Lee Williams here. Make it a great one.